Welcome back, everyone. So, post-event, Coromandel Rally 2019. I'm not sure whether you enjoyed my pre-event on Saturday morning. I got a bit of feedback. Apparently, I've got a face for radio. Thanks for that, Big A. Hill Sport said I should not do it in bed. I can tell you I wasn't in bed doing it, Hill Sport. I was actually in the kids' lounge. But anyway, any feedback from these would be much appreciated, whether they're worthwhile or not. Probably Mark Tapper and the likes. I don't really need feedback from you and Hawkswood, thanks. So, course in the weekend, being wrapped up the title, 5 straight wins for the championship this year, and what a superb showing he's had all year. Well, the last couple of years, really. I mean, overshadowed a little bit by Hayden last year, but this year he's just had it all to himself. Professional approach. The team looks professional. The car always looks immaculate. He's kind of really a sponsor's dream. So hats off to him. He's done a really good job and really well deserved. I mean, he did get beaten in stage 1 on Saturday, but I guess as soon as he saw that time, bolted on a new set of donuts and went out and won the stage again, excuse me, the next run through. And I think from memory, Dylan beat him in stage 5 later in the day, but it was a really measured drive by Ben, as it always is, and top effort by him and Tony, of course. He wouldn't be there without Tony. Tony's obviously really good on those notes, and a pleasure to see that team do really well. So, speaking of Dylan, I found him to be like a little chihuahua in the weekend, I reckon. He won that first stage, really good driving. He actually hit some apexes for a change from the photos I saw, but also quite flamboyant. I saw on the live stream, quite wide. He was obviously trying really hard. Little Malcolm pushing him on, and they were just nipping away at the heels of Ben all day on Saturday like that little chihuahua he is. So well done. Not sure what next season's going to bring. Don't know what Malcolm's commitments are overseas or around the world. So that'll be interesting. I mean, we had Paul Fallon in there for Whangarei, I think it was. Pretty experienced, ex-national champion. Little Malcolm back in. So if they're looking for next season, they probably should be doing something now. But I think Dylan seems to be pretty happy just going out and doing some fast skids. So good on him. Well done, boys. And little Malcolm pushing him along. Job showed some good pace. I was pretty impressed. He's been showing some good pace all year. I did wonder whether it was just home event pace from down south, but he came up here and did some good stage times until he went out. So they just need to get that car more reliable. It hasn't been too good for them, but I'm sure once they get on top of that, he'll be right up there at the front. Emma, I mean, unbelievable. You got to finish Emma. So stoked to see Emma get a finish. I mean, it's got to be good for her and her sponsors. You got to say that they would be wanting some better finish records than the rest of the season, which just, there's no words for it. It's been shocking. Choice did a great job in the off-season of tickling up that chassis. Unfortunately, he didn't get the engine to work on. Emma, please take the engine to Choice and get Choice to do the engine and show us what you've got, because there was glimpses of pace there, but obviously still car issues and a lot of lateness. Stephen Barker, he had some good pace. Stage 2, he had a spin. In his words, it was a massive spin. So drivers don't normally underestimate. They're normally a bit conservative. So had that really big spin, and then the next stage he went off, which is not nice to see, and it looked pretty big from the video footage that we've seen. Don't think we'll see him back this season. It would have just been nice for him to get through, get some good miles on the pace note. I know on the notes, I know he does a lot of driving with Rally School New Zealand where he works, but it's a little bit different when you're running with full recce pace notes from your co-driver. So hopefully he comes back. We need more of people like that in the championship that are trying hard and wanting to push on. So I don't want him not to push on, but maybe, not sure, Stephen. Hard luck, mate, and we'll see you back out there. The next person I'd like to talk to was a bit miffed that I'd like to talk about was a bit miffed. I didn't talk about them on Saturday morning. Wendell, I just wonder whether that inspired you to go faster. So I call him Wendell, or the alien, Kingsley Jones. He's getting faster and faster than that beautiful R5 car. They're a great car. Wendell, I'm still waiting for my ride in it. But yeah, I think after I didn't speak about you, you must have got miffed with me and driven faster. So you owe me a few ciders at the next one. Good on you, Wendell. He's moving on to Pie Hair Rally next, and a change in the silly seat. So Waverley has family commitments, as we all do from time to time, and Blair Reid stepping in. That'll be interesting to watch. Wendell's always fast at Pie Hair Rally, and I think he'll be a man to watch in that R5 this year. He's starting to get a hold on it. He goes pretty good on unchecked notes, so watch him. It'll be also interesting to see whether Benny Boy takes the white pointer up there, or takes the NZRC car, as I call it, up there and has a go. Pros and cons of both cars, I guess. And also be interesting to see if Shirley Hawkswood finds his car that's floating around in the Pacific last year. I'm not sure whether Andrew sent it to Vanuatu where it's meant to go this year, or he just sent it to any random island like he did last year. So hopefully he'll have that car back in time and be doing Pie here. I'm not sure we'll see Stephen up there, who's a home rally as such for him. That's where he's from. And of course we'll probably see old Jackaroo up there. So yeah, Jack, it was hard to tell how he went in the weekend. I know he was working hard on his driving style that I touched about on Saturday. His pace in stage 1 was really good, really impressed. Well done, Jack. But then stage 2, he was back a little bit. I'm not sure why that was. It wasn't too far off the pace. And then, of course, stage 3, he had to stop for Stephen's SOS. So in rallying, if we see an SOS, we must stop and give help to our competitors. From what I understand, Stephen wasn't quite out of the car and was having a bit of trouble getting out of the car. So we've got to help each other out in those cases. Well done to Jack for getting out and helping out with that SOS. And unfortunately, the next stage, he tells me he clipped the bank, but I think there was some other issues which were not associated to that meant he didn't finish. So hard luck, Jackaroo. Keep working on that driving, buddy boy. You're only young. The next one is Josh Marsden. Good friend of mine, but just a touch off the pace in the weekend, Josh. Not quite sure what the story was there, and I guess you've got the speed a lot more now, but Josh is just struggling when he's a little bit off the pace. He can't bridge that gap. So whereas Ben was a little bit off the pace stage 1 on Saturday, next stage he come out firing and he was right at the front. Josh, when he's not quite on the pace, just hasn't found that little trick to get either tweak the dampers or something to find that pace and get back on it. And until he does that, he's not really going to win the championship. I do know Josh well, and he'll be working hard in the background on this because he likes analysing stuff. He's a smart man. He's an engineer. But yeah, Josh, you need to work hard on that, mate. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I think next year you'll find him battling even harder with Benny Boy. Should be a good season next year. And if there's interest, I might do a silly season, bit of a chat at another time. Cat 5. Oh, what a battle. It was a really good battle to watch. Bit topsy-turvy. And it's what we want to see, really. I mean, we want to see some really good battles and rallying. BT and Matt, from what I can tell now, are equal on points. So all comes down to who's the fastest at Waitomo. Not taken away from Bryn Smith, that is, and Eugene. They're still in the hunt if the other two boys don't finish. And also good to see Ben Thomason get to the finish and not going off the road at all. He's a fast peddler, and there's more to come from him. Just wait and see. While we're on the group of drivers, Eugene beat Jean-Louis in the weekend, and I'm sure Eugene will be off back to New Cal to skite that he's the fastest driver in New Caledonia now. So good on you, Eugene, and I'm sure that'll put a bit of fire in the belly for JL, and he'll be back to prove a point, hopefully in that Fiesta, because that's a beautiful car to have out there. A one-off entry in that class was actually Bruce Herbert, ex-national champion several times over. Had some really good pace in stage 1 and was the fastest in class. Unfortunately, the next stage he was off the pace. I'm not sure if he got a bit puffed or stopped to wave to the grandkids, but he was a bit off the pace. And then after that, the stages really didn't suit the car he was in, the old big Evo 10. Well-built car, but I'd say it's got a fat ass, so it's a bit heavy, that car. And I think if he puts it on a diet, he'll be really fast. It would have been it's a shame he didn't take it down south. The South Island, Canterbury and South Canterbury roads would have really suited that car and his driving. Real fast down there, and Evo 10s love that stuff. Touched on Bryn before. He showed some good pace at times. Then he got into the tight technical stuff, and just the other boys overtook him, really. So not sure. He showed some real good pace in the Northern Rally Sprint Series this year, which has been good to see. But I know at times his notes haven't been as he would like, and I just wonder if he's overcomplicating those notes. Hopefully he can get on top of that, because he does show good pace. The car's a really good car, beautiful car. I love seeing that car out there. Dan Walker, I don't think he was in Class 5 from memory, but it's good to see him get a finish. And of course he had old Cressy in beside him. Dan, if you wanted Cressy to come back, I wouldn't have made him push the car. What was it, 700 metres, mate? Oh, that would have cost you in the bar on Saturday night. Was quite interested to notice that their penalty for not completing the Super Special stage was 3 minutes on top of the fastest car. There was a change to the rules this year, and it's meant to be 7 minutes. It won't affect the results or anything. It was just for interest's sake. I'm not sure why that happened. Another unfortunate DNF, Robbie Stokes blew an engine in the Fiesta, R2 Fiesta. Pretty unusual, and man, bad luck, but it can happen. My feeling is he needs to be in that AP4 car at Waitomo. There's no point turning up next year. Even if you can do some club sprints and rally sprints and stuff, there's nothing like a bit of rally fever for blooding a new car, and he might will do it this season. He's lost the two-wheel drive FIA class. I'm not sure of the correct term. And so, yeah, he just got to be in that car. Come on, Robbie, jump in it, mate. Jono Shapley, hard luck on the diff, mate. Got to be gutting. The guy just tries his best to make sure everything's right, and he just has some rotten luck. He just, other than Ben, he's probably doing everything the best in the championship as far as sponsors and stuff goes. He does videos way better than my videos. Excuse me. You should head over and watch them on his Rally Life page. The guy really hates being in front of the camera. It's why he wears the sunglasses in it, but they're really good videos to watch. Always good for a laugh and really informative. He started doing some really good things. He started doing beach and street cleanups and things like that 18 months, 2 years ago, and NZRC have got onto it in the weekend and done a beach cleanup, which looked really good. But Jono's been doing that stuff for ages. Hats off to Jono. Keep coming back, mate. We love seeing you out there. You're just so enthusiastic about the sport. It's kind of on a different note. Clint Cunningham, where are you going, mate? Come back out and play. You had some bad luck and that sort of thing, but you're just so enthusiastic for the sport. It's great having you in the sport. Quentin Palmer, man, he just comes out and fires. He reminds me like Stu Taylor. They don't do anything. They just turn up and they're fast. I mean, the car, the Evo 5, 6s, they suck those roads up. They just love those roads up at Coromandel. But obviously you got to have someone on the tiller going pretty good too. So hats off to him. Unfortunately didn't finish. Another one that showed some really good pace. He's been doing it all seasons. Wayne Robury, my old mate Hill Sports, been watching him like a hawk all season. And Wayne showed some really good pace. He was mixing it up with Jonesy in the Escort. Wayne's just in a little starlet, goes pretty good. So yeah, old T-Mac, when you get your Hayabusa starlet out, I think you're going to have some a bit of a battle on your hands, mate. So yeah, good drive. Ethan O'Hagan, another good drive. And of course, Wisehead beside him, and his old man Shane O'Hagan sat with a lot of people. Must have the nerves of steel, because he used to sit with Rambo when I serviced for Rambo. But yeah, Ethan's been doing a lot of club events, breaking into the rallying now, and showing some really good pace. Other than that, I don't have it too much from the weekend. NZRC boys covered off a lot of stuff. Yeah, it was a couple of drivers missing in the weekend. Of course, no Matt Summerfield, who I would call the new Westie. I mean, he seems to have 9 lives. When you think he's down and out, he finds another deal and he comes back out, jumps in another car. He's just got to maximise the opportunities he gets. I mean, Otago this year, they were in a fantastic car, fast car. Unfortunately, didn't familiarise himself with where the jack was, how it worked, and that sort of thing. Got a punch at Curry Bush at Otago, and I think it was something ridiculous, like 9 minutes to change. Matt, don't let yourself down again. If you get those opportunities, you've just got to do all the extra little things, because that's what wins the championship. That's what Ben does. He does all the little things right. And it's, like I say, Ben's driven a great season again, and congratulations to him. That's about all I've got at the moment, team. If anyone wants a bit of a one before pie here, we'll see what we can do. Any suggestions, feel free to send them through. Maybe if I learnt to speak properly, it might be all right. That's all I've got for today, team. Good luck, and see you out there.